When Omarosa was here last Friday, she promised as a black woman in Trump's White House, she would make sure it is an inclusive administration. Take a look.
I'm honored to serve all of the different groups who want to engage with this administration. In fact, right now I'm planning our Black History Month program, and it's going to be extravagant.
Here is the extravaganza that President Trump threw to kick off Black
So this is our little breakfast. I am very proud now that we have a museum in the National Mall where people can learn about Reverend King, so many other things. Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice.
I want to point out that Frederick Douglass died 122 years ago.
But he did an amazing job when he was alive.
He did an amazing job. And apparently the reporters weren't quite sure what to make of the president's comments about Frederick Douglass, and his press secretary, Sean Spicer, didn't really help clear anything up. Let's take a look.
Well, I think there's contributions. I think he wants to highlight the contributions that he has made, and I think through a lot of the actions and statements that he's going to make, I think the contributions of Frederick Douglass will become more and more.
It's clear that these two white guys know diddly.
But you think between the first incident and the second, they'd like open a history book or something? Or phone a friend, maybe?
Yeah.
So Twitter blew up because people caught on to this. There are some people that know he's passed a while ago. Trump Black History became a hashtag. I celebrate Jesse Jackson, who with his brothers, Michael, Jermaine, Toto, and Andrew, wrote the soundtrack of our lives. And then another one, Trump Black History. Malcolm X was a great leader. No one could have led the X-Men better. He was hugely successful. Spreading education every day.
This was so shocking to me because Omarosa did say here, you know, I asked her, what does she say to the criticism that people are basically saying that Donald Trump is just using her for optics, that he doesn't care about black people. And she went off on this long explanation about how, you know, she was the American dream and how she was there to teach him. I don't know what she has taught him.
I guess he missed that lesson.
He must have missed the lesson. I mean, one thing that I think Omarosa should tell Donald Trump is that, you know, he's constantly talking about black people in the inner cities without jobs. And 84.4%, Mr. Trump, is the percentage of blacks 25 and over with a high school diploma or higher. The U.S. Census Bureau for 2012 shows that 11.2 million black children are living with two married parents. So this notion somehow that African Americans aren't doing well.
I think it might have been an interruption in Mr. Bannon's thinking, because, you know, I believe in my soul that Steve Bannon is trolling everything, because I just feel he's handing the new president this information, and it's just sort of, and in a funny way, I think maybe he's doing it to try to get, you know, to blow it all up so that he can get in and become the president. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's conspiracy. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
See, this was a moment for me on that note where I feel, see, Steve Bannon is not dumb, but I think he was behind the scenes like this. Because I think when Trump goes and actually acts like Trump, this is what happens, that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't do his research. If you're going to do a breakfast and you're going to be celebrating Black History Month, do your research, know something going out there. The other point to be made here, though, is that he spent so much time talking about himself in the breakfast. He's talking about Fox News, CNN, what somebody did for him.
Let's walk it through. Let's get to the thing we were talking about, and then we'll get to the other stuff. Because this is the perfect time for today's Black History Month, FYI. Today, we honor Frederick Douglass. For those who don't know, Douglass was born a slave, escaped to New York at 20, went on to become a powerful leader in the anti-slavery movement. He was the first black citizen to hold high government rank, including diplomat to the Dominican Republic, and later for the Republic of Haiti. He was also the first black person nominated for Vice President of the United States as Victoria Woodhull's running mate on the Equal Rights Party ticket in 1872. There are volumes you can read about this incredibly great American for those who are interested.
But
it's out there.
Even if you didn't know, the depth of the history, shouldn't you know the guy's dead? He's not alive. I mean,
not just a little dead. I mean, 122 years.
They're talking
Really
about
dead.
it.
Yeah, really dead.
He's like just dead.
Yeah.
Okay?